As always, going to make sure that my screen pops up on the other side, and we will get started in just one moment. Hope you are all having a wonderful Sunday. And let's see here. It looks like I am in frame, so that's always good, and we're in the right spot. Happy Sunday, my friends. Hope you are all doing well. Today is Sunday, December 7th, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you are watching me live right here on YouTube, if you are watching me live, come in and say hello and let me know where you're tuning in from. And especially if you're new or first time watcher, I always love to see when people find me on the For You YouTube channel page. Welcome. For those of you that might be new here, my name is Tammy Civello, and welcome to Cards by TLC, and welcome if you are returning or a new viewer. Hello, Krista. Welcome in. We are going to have so much fun today. Today we are creating a pop-up gift card holder, and I was inspired by Sunny Day Stamping right here on YouTube. I saw this and I thought it was absolutely adorable. So we're going to remove our belly band, and we have a pop-up gift card holder. Look how adorable that is. So cute. And you can even add tissue in there to have fluff coming out, but I'm just going to leave it blank. But there is our gift card holder, and we are creating that today using one of my favorite, I'm going to keep that off because we're just going to be opening up that anyway, using one of my favorite designer papers, Brushed with Beauty designer paper, and the coordinating bundle, Petals of Beauty. We are also incorporating With You in Mind for a nice big bold happy birthday sentiment on the inside. Absolutely love this card, and I need birthday cards for sure. But this would be fantastic for the holidays, for a thank you card, for if you're thanking someone, sending them appreciation. I know here in the Contra Costa area, our teachers are on strike, so giving them a gift card to help them through these challenging times while they are striking and getting what they deserve. So let's go ahead and get started. And like I said, we are using the Brushed with Beauty designer paper. We are going to use this pattern right here, and then the coordinating B-side, but the B-side we're not even using. We are just primarily using this pattern today. So any of these patterns would be fantastic for this card. And like I said, if you are working for gift card holders for your kids or your grandkids, I know they're very challenging to buy for, so they would make great holiday ideas. So let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to go over all the parts and pieces, and we're going to be scoring the inside of our bag later on. But I just want to go over kind of the sizes and dimensions. Again, all of the sizes and dimensions will be on my blog tomorrow at cardsbytlc.com. So please be sure to head over there and subscribe. It's free to subscribe, so you can join my newsletter. You can subscribe to my blog. Anytime I do a blog post, you can certainly do that. Is this the right side? Okay, so we have a standard card base in Mossy Meadow, and this piece is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then we have our inside panel piece that is 4 by 5 1/4. Let's turn this way. 4 by 5 1/4, and then where is my little? I seem to have lost my little strip for the inside. We might have to cut a new one. Or did I drop it? Nope, didn't drop it. Okay. And then we have for our front panel piece, 4 by 5 1/4, again, based on directional. And then we have our insert piece that's going to be scored in just a moment. This is our gift bag piece, and this piece is cut at, let's see, what is this piece cut at 3 by 11. And then our belly band piece is cut at 1.5 by 10. So let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, we're going to focus on the actual card base itself and the insert piece, because this has to be put together before we do our gift bag holder. Oh, and then you also have 2 pieces of ribbon of your choice. I am using the gold striped ribbon. Unfortunately, this is not available, but the gold and mossy meadow is actually on low inventory. This would be fantastic for the inside. You can use any ribbon that you want. Basic beige would be fantastic for this. Even the white would be fine. Just any type of ribbon that you want to use for your handles. And I just cut 2 4-inch strips. So I just wanted to go over that. And let me get a piece of, I want to do a 1/2 inch by 4 for the inside. Because we need some decoration on the inside, and I think I'm going to do that side. We need that for the inside piece, just to decorate a little bit. So like I said, we're going to start off by putting the card actually together for the moment, because that needs to be done. And then we'll go over the scoring for the insert of the bag. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Denise. Hello, Anne. Good morning, everyone. No, you are fine, Lisa. We are just getting started. Good morning, Patty. Like I said, we are just getting started on doing the actual card first, and then we'll go on to doing the inside pop-up portion. And again, this will go with any designer paper of your choice. Oh, let's do our stamping of our sentiments. And again, our sentiments, I need this. Our sentiment is with you in mind, because I'm using the big, bold, happy birthday. Love this sentiment. I love the big, bold font of this. And originally I did Calypso Coral, but I am doing Mossy Meadow this time. There we go. And then I am going to take this little cluster of flowers and put that on the inside, because that would be super cute. So let's go ahead and get this little cluster of flowers. Cute. Let's go ahead and put that off to the side. We don't need that anymore. Get that done. And then the inside's done, and then we will go ahead and add our front panel piece, again at 4 by 5 1/4. That's going to go just like so. Going right there on the front. And now we are going to bring back in our paper trimmer and work on the inside piece now. So let's go ahead and bring in our strip of designer paper. Now pay attention to the orientation. This is not really an orientational piece of designer paper, but if you are doing with a specific pattern in mind, and it is orientational, you want your 1/2 inch score line to go at the bottom. So we'll go over that when I'm scoring, but we are going to start off again. This piece is 3 by 11 and we're going to be doing our scoring. We do need to open up our paper trimmer arm. I love how our paper trimmer goes all the way up to past 17 inches. So it's the great size for scoring larger pieces like so. So along the 11-inch side, we're going to be scoring at a 1/2 inch. And typically I would do it on the other side, but because we're kind of going along there, I'm going to just do it like this. It's just easier for me. So a 1/2 inch, 1 inch. It's a little challenging on these smaller ones at first. And then 5 inches, 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 5 inches, 5 1/2, 6, and 10. So 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 5 inches, 5 1/2, 6, and 10. And this is where you need to pay attention on, we're going to be rotating it and scoring it at a 1/2 inch. So you want this piece, this side, to be the top of your gift card holder, your bag, because this piece is going to be the bottom of the bag. So we're going to score this at 1/2 inch. Now, as you can see, I don't know if you can see these score lines right here. We're going to be removing this longer piece right here, this 2-section piece right here, and these 2-section pieces at the bottom. I don't know if it shows up better on, it's kind of hard to see on camera, but there's a longer rectangle piece right here. There's a rectangle 2-section here in the middle. And maybe if I fold it, let me fold it so you guys can maybe see that. And then this bottom portion right there. So you can use paper snips. However, for this particular cut, because you have a middle section, I found it easier to use your paper trimmer. You don't have to, but it makes things just a little bit easier if you're doing like mass production of these bags for like craft fairs or whatever. So what we're going to do is we're going to line this up at that 1/2 inch mark where we just scored, and we're going to be cutting along that score line. So we're going to cut down to the 1 inch right here, and you see that my paper trimmer has measurements on the side. I love that for us. Excuse me. Then I'm going to cut down to that 1 inch mark. I'm going to lift this up so I can slide this down to my 5 inch mark. And basically we're cutting along that score line down to the 6. Press that down, cut it down to the 6, lift it up. I need to slide this up, and we're going to come down to the 10 inch mark. Try not to move the paper, and we're going to come down to this 10 inch mark. I'm going to press down so I can show you guys, and then we're just going to cut the rest of that paper. And now we have little flat pieces that we're going to be cutting off. These pieces right here. So we're just gonna start off here. This little flat piece is gonna come off. And then we're just gonna cut up to that score line, and remove these flat pieces. You can do it however way you want, but this to me was a little bit easier. Maybe. Come on. There we go. Where's that score line? Sometimes on these full pattern pieces, that score line's kind of hard to see. So now your pattern looks like that. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and come in and crease our edges, crease our score lines. I'm going to just fold this because this is DSP. It's just easier to do this. Where is that last score line? Hold please. Okay, hold on here. I think I goofed up. No, I didn't. Okay, got in my own little head. Oh, there should be a score line right here. I forgot the 10.5-inch score line. That's what I forgot. Okay, hold please. So let's go back over the scoring really quick. 1/2 inch. I was wondering why there wasn't a score line right here. So 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 5 inches, 5.5, 6, 10, and 10.5. I was wondering what happened to that score line because this needs to fold in. Okay, now we're good. Okay, Tammy, we got this. See, now we have our edge pieces. Now we have it. Okay, I was kind of freaking out there for a moment. Crisis averted. And we're going to be basically adding glue to this right side panel and these front panels right there. So we're going to fold that in. We are going to add glue to our panel piece right here. We're going to take our left hand panel and we're going to fold that over, and basically our left edge and our right edge are going to meet up. Just like so. Now you're going to want to take your bone folder and really varnish those edges. And see that score line? You're going to basically fold those edges in just like so. And that creates your bag. So basically you're going to be folding those edges. That's why it was important for that second score line to go in. I was like, something's not right here, but we figured it out. And so basically we're going to be adding glue to these pieces right here on the edge. Good morning, Marva. Welcome in. So we're going to be adding adhesive to this piece and this back piece, and this is going to fold over like so, and then it's going to adhere to the panel piece. It'll make sense in just a moment. So we are going to add, I'm going to make sure that that crease edge, this is really creased, because basically it's going to be sitting in your card like that. So we're going to lay this down. I'm going to add some adhesive to the back side of this along that creased little strip right there. And we're going to line this up, the edge right here, in with the edge of the crease of the score line. We're going to want to center that up. Line that up with the crease of your score line, just like so. And then we're going to add some adhesive to the top of this. And then close our card. And then really press down on that. And when it opens it up, it should attach itself. Let that marry together for a minute. Okay, there we go. There's our pop-up. You really want to make sure, if you're using liquid glue, you want to make sure that that really has a chance to merge together. And then there's our cute little pop-up bag. Isn't that adorable? So now, of course, our bag needs some handles. I know, Patty, it's kind of like, it's a little challenging to see where that glue goes down, but it pops up like that. So look how pretty. So now we're gonna add our cute little handles. Again, I think the gold and mossy meadow would look fantastic with this, depending on which designer paper you're using. I just happen to be using one that, unfortunately, the ribbon is not available because I don't have basic beige and I don't have the mossy meadow and gold. But if you have the gold striped, this is really pretty and elegant. So I'm going to grab my glue dots. And we're going to add just a little bit of our glue dots on our ribbon. Welcome, Mars. Thank you for joining me. I am in Northern California, so I'm about maybe 6 to 7 hours north of you. Welcome. And then I'm just going to add a glue dot like so. And then when you put your handle on, you want to make sure that that clears the card. So you want to go down just enough to where it shows, but it also makes that clearance on closing your card. Just like that. Okay, yep, we made that clearance. And then I'm going to come in here and we're going to add the handle to the other side. And adding some cute little tissue paper on the inside would be super cute. Not a lot, obviously, but if you want to add tissue paper to your gift card holder to add a little bit of fun decoration on the inside, that would be fantastic. That would look super cute, and it wouldn't be super bulky. Just make sure you don't add a lot. I want to make sure that those handles line up. Cute. Isn't that adorable? Let me get my little gift card out. Look how adorable that is. And then you close it right up. And those pieces fold in. So that makes it a nice flat card. So now we are going to go ahead and work on our belly band portion of our card. Now you can put the sentiment on the front. You can decorate the front of this however you want. If you want to add a label to it, that would be super cute. The gold and white labels would be great. I'm just going to keep it simple with the floral on the front. And then our belly band piece is 1.5 inches by 10. And then with the belly band, I'm going to take my bone folder and just kind of break down those fibers and That way it makes it easier to attach itself around the card. And when you're putting this on, you want to make sure you allow yourself a little extra. Don't make it tight. You want to be able to pull that off and just kind of lay that loosely, just like that. So I'm going to just add adhesive right here on the edge, and I'm going to add some Seal Plus or Tear and Tape. You could still add the liquid glue. It would, I think, would be okay, but just enough to make it a stronger adhesive. And see how loose I have that? You can make it just maybe a little bit tighter. I want to be able to pull it off with ease. That should be good, yeah. And that slides up and down real nicely at ease. So now I'm going to come in. I have a piece of basic white paper, and I'm going to stamp our flowers. And I have already pre-cut our die, our leaf die in Mossy Meadow. Oh no, Old Olive. And so I have Calypso Coral and Petal Pink for my colors of our ink. And with this flower, I always like to do the outline first and then come in with my Petal Pink and fill that in. That's just easier for my eye. You could do it however you want. Some people like to do the solid first and then the outline. I like to do the outline first and then the solid. Let's redo that. There we go. I'm going to flip this around because I want this to be the top. See how this flips down? It's just easier for my eye to line that up. And then I'm going to come in with some Petal Pink. And see how this is coming upwards. I'm going to line that up, and I'm going to pull this down so I can line this up. It's hard to do for me off camera, or through the lens, I should say. It's pretty good. And no flowers the same, right? This one's going to have better coverage. Yeah, that one has much better coverage, but that's okay. I kind of like the look of that white kind of showing. And it's a handmade card, right? Now I'm going to get my die, my coordinating die. And as you can see, the artist, I absolutely love how she did this. She purposely made this leaf kind of coming out, something more prominent to where it's easy to line up. Otherwise, you're rotating and rotating and rotating, and it's always a little challenging to line that up sometimes. But she did that with perfection and ease with lining that up, and that just makes our lives a lot easier that she did that. So I love that she did that for us. I'm going to go ahead and turn to my off camera really quick and die cut these out. I am here. Talk amongst yourselves. Here is one. And I'm going to line this up again right here. Do that. Let me bring in one more Post-it flag to hold that in place. Love these Post-it flags for that purpose. There we go. Okay. Now we have our 2 flowers, and I'm just gonna line this up kind of like, let's see, which one do I want on top? Kind of like this. Make sure I have the centers lined up. I kind of like that, and you want to just attach it to the belly band itself. So I'm just going to come in with some adhesive, just so I'm making sure I'm getting it on the belly band and not on my card. So we're going to lay my leaf down here, put that on top like so. And I'm just going to pop this one up with a single Stampin' Dimensional right there in the center. Just like that. And then for the center of our flower, I'm going to come in with the Pearls of Beauty pearls. And I am going to do the white. I thought the white stood out really pretty. This is what the coral would look like. Coral's very pretty as well, but I think it makes the center pop with the white, in my opinion. And there is our pop-up gift card holder. Isn't that cute? Isn't that fun? Absolutely love that. And then we have our cute little gift card on the inside. What do you think? Again, this would be great for the holidays, for a thank you card, for especially for teachers right now in our area. And it's always great this time of year to give the teacher in your life some appreciation, the postal service, the bank workers, whoever, your neighbors, co-workers. This is fantastic. This would make it great for like a fun gift exchange if you guys are doing like a gift card exchange. Isn't it fun? Love pop-ups. So thank you all for joining me today. If you liked what you saw, please hit that like button on this video. And if you have not yet subscribed, I would really love for you to hit that subscribe button and notification bell to all. I'm continuing to grow my channel, and I appreciate each and every one of you for joining me 3 times a week. And then I hope that you can join me on Tuesday. I think I might have another fun fold for you. I'm not 100% sure, figuring out the details. But for now, I am off to work on some more Christmas cards and get that in the mail. And I hope to see you all on Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you all for joining me, and I will see you all next time for more creative fun. Bye, everyone.